pedigree, horsepower.
I actually did the first set of exposed reservoir mounts back in 2016. A red Road Glide, it was super bad. We used a similar shock, but we mounted it right here. And the only issue with that is we couldn't put docking hardware on those. So this is a revision to that. It's a setup I'm gonna be running for sure. This is a revision, this is an update. The Pro-4 docking hardware is an exciting new product. It's all about blending performance with touring. That's what these bikes are all about. What, almost 10 years later, we've got another new hot product, and that's the integration of this docking hardware with our reservoir mounts. Very simple, it mounts right here, 2 bolts. This is the clamp setup that you would get, and that clamp mounts right on the back side, like that. So this docking hardware is modular. This is the docking hardware piece, and then this is the reservoir clamp. You can order these separate, or you can order them as a kit. So we offer them in modular setup. On this bike, we chose to do Öhlins setup, which, by the way, we've got a KR8 inverted front end. We'll talk a little bit about that. But on this setup, you can see that these reservoirs are tucked into the fender real tight, and it gives you access here to your docking hardware. Reservoirs aren't sticking way back here like some of the other options out there. Got this kind of angle going on, and you can still use your backrest, you can still use your full Tour-Pak and everything. We're aggressive riders. We like to ride fast, we like to ride hard, and having a good set of rear shocks is key. Big, heavy bike, the rear shocks are gonna hold the bike, hold the rear end together, and you're not gonna get that wobble. With this setup, you also get the option to run a Tour-Pak or run your backrest and do the touring thing. You know, for a long time, we didn't have anything like this. And so if you had a Tour-Pak, it was kind of like, you don't get to run the styling of the tight reservoir mounts. Well, this changes it up. We got the 779s in the rear. It's a great shock. We've got the KR8 up front, amazing inverted front end. But we also offer this setup for the Fox stuff. The Fox is nice because it's just got the 3 clickers, soft, medium, and hard. And when you're ripping, you can just reach back and do a little click, click. If you're on different roads, let's say you're getting into the corners and you want to stiffen it up, you're just coming off of like long straights and you had the thing in soft mode, you can reach back and stiffen them up. That's a super nice feature. We've been running Öhlins for a long time. We started working with Öhlins decade and a half, and these are definitely the best shocks to run. We went ahead and went with the Öhlins on the front too. So we're running our KR8 front end on this thing in gold. This is a standard setup. It's not a +2, but we do offer it in +2 as well. If you're gonna run a +2 in the front, we highly recommend that you also bring up the rear. We make shock extensions, and we like to run that shock maxed out at around 14 and a half inches. So if you're gonna run the +2, definitely raise up the rear as well. We don't want the front of the bike running down the road up in the air. The thing about the KR8 that makes such a big difference, we're actually moving the weight off of the bottom around the wheel. And so as the wheel's stuck way out in front of the bike there, if all that weight is down below, it kind of creates this weight pendulum effect going on. And so when we can get rid of that weight and we can move that weight up, we're dropping about 8 to 10 pounds. But any remaining weight, we're raising up into the top tubes. And so the weight is closer to the center of the bike, which makes the steering really agile. These are heavy bikes, but this thing, I can just throw this thing around like nothing, like it's a Dyna. The inverted front end makes a real big difference in high speed. When you're really railing this thing in the corners, you've got the compression and rebound of that super high technology fork. But one of the biggest differences is in geometry and weight distribution. And it really changes the handling of the bike at high speed and at slow speed. So if you're in a parking lot, you know, moving slowly, the bike just maneuvers so much easier. We try to do whatever we can to get them to be more agile, be able to flick them a little bit easier, you know, through traffic. If you got somebody that stops in front of you real quick, to be able to just whip the bike around the car makes all the difference. And so, you know, the inverted front ends, they're not only for those guys out there railing corners and twisties and trying to ride fast, they're also for your standard riding, your commuting, touring. We've got a really nice touring fork that we build in-house, and we've adjusted all the valving for that fork to be real plush for touring. You know, when you're on the road, those those long miles aren't beating you up. And so that touring fork, if you're out touring, like there's nothing like it. It's amazing. If you're more of a corner carver guy, you know, and you want that bike off the ground and higher, we've got a +2 set up for that. Definitely recommend bringing the rear up if you're gonna do that +2. On this one, we're running a standard, which I personally like the standard length a lot. I usually, on all of my bikes, I'll put a standard length and I'll go up in the rear just to get the bike up in the rear a little bit. It changes the geometry, makes it a little bit more agile, kind of shifts the weight to the front of the bike. So there's a lot of features that we kind of get out of, and functionality we get out of the front end beyond just, you know, the forks and the technology in the forks, and then also the looks. You know, obviously just changes this thing up. You got this beautiful top tree. We get rid of all that nacelle, that plastic bits that are down there, and kind of put this beautiful billet top tree on. And obviously running our isolated risers, we highly recommend running isolated risers. We got the bushings up in here, so this thing just has absolutely no push on it. If you're gonna push on it, you're gonna feel it in the front wheel, and it's gonna get right to the ground. The thing about this stuff is it's made right here in the US. It's made right in that building right there. We've got about 17 machining centers and manufacture everything right in this building, right here. We do all of our own finish, all of our own anodizing, and you're gonna get top quality, as good a quality as you can possibly get worldwide. Super easy install on this setup. Basically, this bolt is for your reservoirs, and you've got 2 mount bolts. Things slide right in. Recommend taking your bags off to get to those bolts, but that's super easy. So you can do this at home. Order them right off the website. Your local dealer can get them. Easy to install, gives you all the functionality and the looks too. That's about it. That's all I got.